Okay, once again, we are going through the NIST cybersecurity framework, one control at a time, and we're trying to clear up any confusion and just add some clarity to some of the controls that are there. And we are now on PRIP, which is Protect Information, Information Protection. Control number one, the wording on that control is a baseline configuration of information technology and industrial control systems is created and maintained incorporating security principles, for example, concept of least functionality. There's been some questions on baseline configurations, and obviously baseline configurations are extremely important. Number one, for rollback purposes, and if you have to be able to roll back a system, not having a baseline configuration is going to, hinder that. And the reality is it's not as easy as just going and buying some new computers and throwing those, booting those up and getting them ready to go. There is baseline configuration that relates to every one of those, and that's in its simplest form of discussion. And without that baseline configuration, you're going to have a really hard time. I know that one of the things that recently happened was the CrowdStrike problem, and that happened earlier in 2024. And the key to that was that the version that got pushed out based on CrowdStrike's press release and communication had not been thoroughly tested to work with the existing systems from a network and setup standpoint for clients. And so when that got pushed out, it would not work, and it took the computer to a point where there was no way to fix it on that computer. You needed to roll back the configurations prior to that, and it wasn't talking about a complete backup restore type process. It was the actual configurations of the software, not the data. So it's extremely important. It's one of those things that you not only do you need to create it, but you need to keep versions of your baseline configuration so that you could roll it back more than just to yesterday in the event that that was what was required in order for you to get yourself back up and running. And that is what was required in that CrowdStrike situation. Now, some of the CrowdStrike clients had a version such that they could go in and change, make the change manually, but for the most part, it was a rollback in order to get that corrected. So hopefully that helps when it comes to baseline configuration and the need for it and having versions of it. And we'll go on to the next control.